Anyways, let's go into this Neo guide for the most part. For those of you who are interested in playing Neo, or if there's anything here that you learn from or can utilize or can adapt to, that's my main goal for the most part. So let's go over everything right now. First, I want to go over assists. I will say that this is by far her weakest attribute, is her assists. That's her 4P. Ground bounces, and I think it bounces the highest out of all assists. And yeah, it's a defensive assist, so it'll be used. You can use it for combos too, but for the most part, it's used defensively. 5P, which is, man, that is so low to the ground too. So 5P goes full screen, and she sends herself out there, so you can active switch or cross combo from full screen when she goes out there. 6P is the same thing as 5P, but instead of sending herself out, she sends out a clone, so she stays behind. Yeah, and that's her assists. Both those assists are... I already explained my concerns about the assists. I'm not going to go into that. But other than that, that's her assists. You can the utilizations out of these assists, you can basically, like, if you're using a character with good projectiles like Yumi, you can plink assist into projectile, and you can do active switches and such. So you can do things like this. You can do like 5P. You can do stuff like that, and you can active switch from full screen and such. So that's good utilization as well, and that's pretty much it I can find. So utilize it however you want to utilize it. Next up is normals in particular. We're taking a look at 5A. This is her fastest, or not her fastest standing normal that she's got. It's really good just because it has some pretty decent range. It's not the fastest, but it's average. So there's her 5A. 2A is by far her best button. It's so freaking good. You can chain it, and it reaches to freaking Africa. Holy crap, look at how far it reaches. It's really, really good. You can utilize it for pretty much everything, like neutral, spacing, pressure, everything, man. It's so sick. So sick. 2A really good, and you can chain it and such. And then, yeah, that's her 2A. Her 5B, she swings her umbrella downward. Now, this does have a pretty special attribute, which you can actually, when you swing it on an airborne opponent, it grounds them, which is nice. So, but for the most part, it's a pretty decently ranged normal. It reaches farther than 5A, but it's slower. And this is how she gets her big damage to start off things with 5B. So yeah, it knocks down, basically. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good. So there's that. And then 5C, which is her overhead. It's pretty good. Not too bad. She's airborne, which is nice. And it's just like any other Ruby character. It's safe, and yeah. Next up is her 2B. 2B is her anti-air. It's not too great, but it's jump cancelable on hits. And it's also special cancelable on both block and hits. And you heard me right. It's only jump cancelable on hits. On block, you cannot do anything. Doesn't have too big of a hitbox, so it's not super great, but you can special cancel it into dive kick or into umbrella, so you can do things like that. So anyways, that's her 2B in particular. Next up is 2C. 2C is her launcher. It's also her sweep. The first hit is a low, and the second hit is a launcher. Now, here's the thing about this move. This move in particular, the first part, which is this sweep right here, this right here is her... Wait a minute. How do you... There you go. This right here is a low. It doesn't have the greatest range, but it's not jump cancelable, by the way. Not jump cancelable. It's just a low. That's it. The second hit, however, this one right here, that hits is jump cancelable on block and on hits, and it launches up in the air. Okay? So be wary of using this button in particular for jump cancels, because they can push block the first hit of the 2C, and you're wide open. You can't jump cancel that. You see that? You can't jump cancel it, but you can jump cancel the second hit. Just like that. So yeah, that's her 2C in particular, but that's her main launcher. That's how you get her super easy bread and butters. So that's her normals. Air normals, they're all really good. Her air normals are fantastic, actually. She can chain a whole ton of normals. So like if you jump, so let's take a look at JA. Oh, I'm sorry. JA is this right here. JB, really good because it extends down to the ground. And you can also chain with the auto combos. Super nice. And then JC, in particular, is an overhead. So you can hit him. You can do like 5A, JC. And JC can combo into 2A. Easy. Yeah, just like that. Really good. Yeah, so for the most part, her air normals are incredibly good for air-to-airing, so be sure to air-to-air your opponent with JA, because, like, it's really, really important to be able to, like... So yeah, you can do, like, things like that. You see that? She can, like, continue the freaking... The entire time. You can do things like that. Holy crap, man. And it can be, and also for fuzzies. So fuzzies is really, really good. So if they're standing up, you can do combos like this. We'll get into that combo a little bit later. But yeah, her air normals are really, really strong. Let's see. Yeah, JC, JB, JA. That's her normals. Her auto combos in particular. This is her A auto combo. Didn't combo because, hold on. Really stylish 5A auto combo in particular. Her cross rate is pretty strong too. So, yeah, because that auto combo does quite a bit of damage. Yeah, so that's her auto combo. The second hit and the third hit are all jump cancelable, by the way, on 5A. On block and on hits. Oh, actually, the third hit is not. The third hit is not. So yeah, that is not, but the second hit is. Jump cancelable on block, which is really important. Keep that in mind. You can bait... burst and push blocks. So yeah, there's that. Her 5B auto combo in particular. So, oh, one thing I forgot to mention about 5B. 5B is jump cancel on block. Just like that. The second hit is not. And the third hit is not either. Okay? So, all these moves are pretty good. They don't launch, but they put them in a grounded state so you can easily combo a special move or a super right after them. So, you're mainly going to be using it for that. You can't reverse beat them. You can't do anything. Once you're dedicated to the auto combo, you're dedicated. Unless you want to do a special move, which is, that's something else entirely for the most part. But, yeah, 5B auto combo, pretty average, normal combo extender and combo finisher. There's many other applications you can use 5BBB with, but you're mainly going to be using it for combos and such. Yeah, so that is the 5B auto combo. And that's pretty much that. Now for the special moves. Okay. Special moves in particular. She's got quite a bit of them. The gap between 5B and 5... I guess I should mention that too. If you're going to be doing 5BB on block, just be wary that 5BB, there's a huge gap in between. So if you're going to... You might get DP'd or push blocked, and you might get punished mad hard. So try not to use 5BB on block. If you're going to be using it, something on block, use 5B and jump cancel. And yeah. So there's that. Next up is her special moves. So let's go over 236A. That's her clone. She sends out a clone full screen, by the way, and she hits them. So it's got some pretty good applications with that. That's a pretty good projectile. It's not bad. 236B, she sends herself out there, and it has a follow-up. 236BB has a follow-up, and then 236C is that one right there. She sends herself. It's a lot faster, and she recovers quicker. And she also has another follow-up of a 236CC, and that one wall splats or wall bounces mid-screen. So in the corner, it wall splats. So yeah, and mid-screen, it wall bounces. So you can combo like off of with a 5A. You can do that. Just like that. So pretty simple. So yeah, there's that. Next up is her... Oh, by the way, the applications for this. This is really good for active switching, in my opinion. So like if you send out a clone, in particular, like if you have an assist like Yumi, you know, she has a really long-lasting projectile that hits multiple times. You can do things like this. You can do things like that. You can active switch. Yeah, you can do things like that all the time. Send out clones and send out herself. Active switch is pretty nice, and also cross combo as well. Yeah, you can do things like that all the time. She can close the gap pretty easily with clones and also combo extenders. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, there's that. And let's also go over her 2-on-4A moves, or 2-on-4 moves, which is 2-on-4A, which is a Vajra teleport. It's an overhead. It's somewhat safe. I mean, if they have a really fast button, they'll punish it. I don't know the exact frame data, but I have seen people punish this. It has a little bit of startup, and it's an overhead, and you can combo off of it, by the way. You have to do 2A. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you have to do that. Let's see, 2-on-4B. That's a fake out, and it's also a parry, so if anybody throws a projectile at you, so like, oops, okay, I should do that. So like, that's a projectile right there, right? So if I parry that, I land right behind him. So that goes with any projectile, any hit whatsoever. She parries, or she can counter it and go right behind him. It's really good. One of my favorite applications for this is for burst, for not for bursting, but for incomings. So like, for example, if your opponent is just like, they die, like your opponent's first character dies. So you do this. You kill them. You can do this. Whoops. This again. You can use an assist, and you can actually counter the incoming, and you can get a free sandwich. It's pretty awesome. Just like that. You can do things like that. It's one of my favorite things. It doesn't work on everything because the assist might get hit, but for the most part, this is one of my favorite things about Neo, is that she can do that. Yeah, she can do that. But yeah, 2-on-4B. 2-on-4B is the fake out, and it's also a parry. Oh yeah, it's really nice. 2-on-4C is a low. Same concept, but it's a low. Let me see here. Let me actually set this back to normal. So yeah, 2-on-4C, same thing as 2-on-4A and 2-on-4B, but this one, it ends with a low. This one's a lot easier to... Whoa, forgot to... Yeah, this one's a lot easier to combo off of. You can do 5A. You can do things like that all the time. So yeah, that's her 2-on-4A moves and 2-on-4 moves. Next up is her air moves, and she's got one other one, just the Mary Poppins. I call it the Mary Poppins. She has 2-on-4A. She just floats down on the ground. 2-on-4B and 2-on-4C. So the differences between these are 2-on-4A is actually, it just basically prolongs your descent. So if you do things like 2B, you can do things like this. Or you can do like, whoops, you can do things like that. That's basically the only application for it. So yeah, it can just, you can delay your descent with that. 2-on-4B, J2-on-4B is a parry. So if anybody hits you during this animation, they get that same exact thing as when you do 2-on-4B. So like, let's do that same thing. Whoops. Might as well do this again. You see that? Same exact thing. So she has one on the ground and one on the air. So you can do, if someone throws projectiles at you in the air or on the ground, you can counter them and teleport right behind them. So yeah, J2-on-4C, this one's a little bit more interesting because this one is actually, you can act out of it a lot quicker, and it gives you an extra jump. So like, for example, if you send up the air, if you send them up into the air, just like this, she only has 2 jumps, right? She can't jump any more than 2 times. But if you do this move, she gains another jump as soon as she does that. So which makes for some pretty cool combos. So yeah, I really like that a lot. So you can utilize that pretty well. You can do like instant overheads if you want to with this, which is really nice. So like if they're guarding, crouching, go like, oh my bad, wrong one. If they're guarding, oh my gosh, wrong input. You can do things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool utility with this button in particular. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this correctly. Wrong one again. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's J214C. Yeah, like that. Cool. So that's her, that's that move. And the last of the air moves in particular is her dive kick. Let me explain dive kick now. She has 3 versions. Her 236 J236A teleports behind and on the ground. All right, doesn't matter where, she will always land on the ground and behind the opponents. J236B will always land behind and in the air, behind the opponents and in the air. So this is really good for air combos. You can do things like that at all times. So you can do bam, 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 bam. Yeah, you can do things like that. Pretty cool. And you can also mix this up with some pressure. So you can do things like this. Yeah, you can do things like that all the time. There's that. And then 236C. This one in particular is the same properties as 236A. However, if you hit this button in the air, they have a hard knockdown to the ground, so they cannot tech in the air, which means you can continue the combo from the air. So like for example, if you do, let me actually, hold on there. So, bam, you can do things like that at all times. So pretty cool stuff. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So let's do that. That's pretty much it for the special moves in particular. Definitely the best special moves that she's got is her clone. Her clone's really good. Her J214C is really good because she can do some pretty crazy stuff off of it. Also, her mix-ups like her Vajra and her parry in particular are very important, especially if you're using, if you're fighting against a projectile character. You can just do a counter, teleport right behind, assist, all that good stuff. So like you can do things like that. Pretty cool. I like it. So, let's see. Anything else? I think that's it for the most part, right? J214C is plus? Yeah, it is plus. It is very plus. Let's see. Next up is going to be her supers. So she's got a pretty good set of supers. She's got a Happy Birthday super and a Command Grab super that you can combo off of. So her Happy Birthday super is this one. Full screen clone. Doesn't do a lot of damage. It does atrocious damage. It has the worst set of proration ever. Worst set of scaling, I should say. It scales so freaking hard, it's crazy. The actual damage for the super is terrible, but the application for the super is really good. This goes through projectiles, and it's a full screen super, and she sends out a clone, which means that if from full screen, she can be safe. She has the potential to be safe. I imagine there's different ways for you to punish that, but safe. Yeah, that's her super, and that's also her DHC super. So keep in mind that there's some supers out there, like Yumi's, where if you DHC immediately... I'm sorry, not like that. Not immediately like that. Bam. There's some supers that she can go completely underneath. So keep in mind for the DHC, because that can mess some people up. It's messed me up quite a bit. I've now learned my lesson, and I've labbed out the timing to DHC with Neo. And yeah, so keep that in mind. Her next super is her Command Grab super. It travels a good distance, just like this. Yeah, and then you can combo off of it. So she can actually travel forward. So she can travel a good distance. And it's also projectile invul. So if anybody tries to throw a projectile at me, get grabbed. I've caught plenty of people with this Command Grab. You can also tech grab, just like that. It's so active. So just keep that in mind. But if you whiff it, you have a million years. Like, so much recovery. Look at, I'm gonna jump. Yeah, it took me that long to recover. A ton of recovery on that Command Grab super. Oh, before we get into the Astral, there's one more special move I forgot about. 6-6. her dash. It can go behind them. So this is really dirty. Not a lot of people are utilizing this, including me. I have to utilize this a whole lot more. Like, there's some people that don't utilize this, and it's really good because you can do things like this. Like that. You can cross up in the corner and stuff. Super good. So the cross-up is Redonkadonk. She is a cross-up machine. So yeah, the Astral, best Astral in the entire freaking game. Don't at me. It's so freaking good. By the way, her Astral travels the same distance as her command grab. So keep that in mind when you're labbing combos. I don't think it goes full screen. God, she's so sick. God, she's so sick. Oh yeah, and her cross-up is also projectile invul. Yes, correct. So yeah, that's basically Neo in a nutshell. In particular with Neo is a cross-up, mix-up, and combo machine. She can do so many different combos, so many different confirms by herself. She is one of those characters that is all about me, which means that she does not get along with too many characters. There's only a few set of characters that can actually make her assists work, but she works with pretty much every assist in the game. Like she can make do, but vice versa, that's not the case. You have to be able to learn your character with Neo assists. That's the main drawback of this character, and of course some damage and such. So yeah, she's got some damage issues, especially with her supers, and she also has assist issues. So she is a me character. She's on point 95% of the time, and she can mix you up. She can bait out DPs, push blocks, make you do things you don't want to do. She has a pretty good time against projectile characters because of her parry. She can teleport behind. Her mix-ups, I cannot like freaking I can't tell you guys enough. Her mix-ups is ridiculous. So yeah, if they carried over Hilda's buttons not having projectile property, what do you mean? I can parry everything. Is she meter reliant? She can be, if you want to. Like her confirms, you don't need meter, unlike Weiss, but she can do her some pretty easy combos. So she can do things like this. So yeah, that's a meter combo. This is a meter combo. She's utilizing those mainly for that, but the only set of meter that I use a lot with Neo in particular is her command grab, because her command grab is really good. Really good. So I have to take a look at the 5B66 through Hilda's thing. But anyways, for the most part, yeah, that's Neo in a nutshell. Let me show you guys a few combos. How about that? So I'm going to show you just a set of 3 combos, the same one that I showed yesterday, because those are probably the most popular combos. So there's the easy stuff, which I just showed off, which is 5B, 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 236C, C, and in the corner, you can actually get another set of 5Bs. So that's the combo in particular. So you can do things like bam, bam, get in the corner, and you have to do 5A mid-screen. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's a basic combo there. Not too bad. After that, we have another combo, which is a more... Well, I'll show off the air combo in particular. So 5A, 5A, 5B, 5B. Actually, I'll do 5A, 5A, 5B. 2C, launch them up into the air. After that, you're going to do 5AA, 5AA, JC, 236A. Just like this. Like this. Whoops, messed it up. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. There we go, just like that. It has to be J5, JAAA, and then jump cancel JAA. So 5A, 5A, bam, 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 bam. Yep, and then you land right behind him and such. And you can utilize other moves to be able to extend that combo, but that's just the basic one. The next combo in particular will be more advanced one. So basically it starts off with either 5A, 5A, or 5B, whatever. You just have to land the 2C. And what you're going to do is you're going to be delaying the JBB once you launch him into the air. JB, JB. Delay it. JB, JB. And then you press a 5B as soon as you land. JB, JB. Delay it, because if not, it's not gonna combo like that. So delay it. Whoops. Rinse and repeat. Just like that. That's one of her very simple air combos that she gets, that she can end off with some pretty good Oki and super potential. So there's that, and then after that you can do things like this. So yeah, you can do things like that. So, but for the most part, this is the main combo you want to do. By the way, a quick tip: I would 100% practice not finishing off your combo and doing 236 BB. Don't do that mid-screen. Mid-screen, don't do it because they fly far away. You have to do either 5BB 5C or 5BB DP. So you do this. Bam, 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 bam. Like that. And they land right in front of you, which is really nice. And then the next one is going to be DP. Yeah, they land right behind you. Right in front of you, I mean. So use those as combo enders instead of that. Only do that in the corner. And there's that. And the last combo I want to show you guys is the fuzzy combo. This combo is what makes me love Neo with all my heart. So it's basically this. Yeah. Stuff like that. Here's the notation for this combo. You basically can do this off of any standing opponent, but I like to do a 5A and then continue the combo. Start the combo. So it's do 5A, JA, JB, JAA. JB, JA, jump up in the air immediately. JA, JB, JAA. Just like that. JA, JB, ABAA. 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 And then rinse and repeat. And then end off the combo in whatever way you want. My recommendation, what's a fuzzy? Okay, I will explain that later, but just know that this is a fuzzy combo. And the reason why I like this combo is because it can lead to fuzzy mix-ups. So for example, if they're not blocking the right way, you can do things like go low and continue the combo. Or you can go overhead. And then the overhead. So that's the overhead option. So yeah, you can do a whole ton of stuff. What's it like on block? That scales so poorly. It does scale. However, the whole point of the fuzzy is to get the fuzzy mix-up. And here's the thing. If you try to DP this, like, because you have to guess when she comes out of it. You have to guess. It's like, it's really hard to react. If you want to react, go for it. But if you try to DP out of it, like that, here's what happens. There's another option. Just like that. So yeah, there's stuff like that. Or you can just straight up do... Let's see. Anyways, so yeah. Pretty sweet, man. That's Neo in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, let me know.